Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. Is it okay for you to see my screen? Hello. Not sure about that signal. Hope you can find my screen well. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, this is Jackie. And later, maybe in 2 minutes, we will directly get started about today's course. So I'm glad here to share with you about some skills in order to rebuild one of the case. Yeah, the design, the well-designed kitchen, mainly on the style of the warm creamy. So maybe in 1 minute later, we will directly get started. Hope you can hear my voice. And last time, some of you said voice is not so clear, not loud enough. I hope today I change some of the device, and you can find the voice is clear and stable. Okay, so we will get started in 1 minute. Hello, hello, yeah. Yeah, today we are going to rebuild one case. Of course, I will also help to analyze, give you some of the analyzing information, how we can do it, and also at the end of the course, if you want, I can give the link to you, share the link to you, the case link, and then if you want, you can also try it on your own account. Okay. Yeah, just in half minute, we will directly get started. Okay, okay. So officially saying hello to you guys. So welcome to the course. This is Jackie, and today we directly go to this this case. Okay, this is actually a kind of open kitchen. Okay, it's well prepared with different elements, including the finishings, furnitures, and of course the customizing issues. So today we are going to try to analyzing some of the specific skills. In order to give you a better look, actually I break this, okay, I prepare some of the main bodies, the main unit for you, and then we can directly to the point, to the key point that how can we build up the things, and then how can we change the certain detail, the issues, of course, for the design cases. So we try to help you, okay, figure it out what kind of skills or kind of functions we can have in our tool. But of course, most of the time they are some advantage, the advanced user, okay, the advanced using and the skills maybe you need to handle with. But don't worry, today I'm going to tell you something about our tools, more related to the advanced using skill. So here, okay, so here let's directly turn to the case. I actually here give you the case. Okay, this one is the half done. And what you need to do first, just take a easy look. So see, actually for the entire ambience, okay, before we access to the specific tool, I would like you to know that if you want to have kind of a beautiful looking of the entire area, the entire ambience, you'd better give more sunlight to access in. For example, through the windows, like the big windows. But if you want to have something what we call the warm, creamy design style, you can also add some of the curtains, okay, in order to soften the sunshine, the sunlight coming out from the outside. So you'd better have some curtains, okay, some curtains like this. It's easy to find out that in the home decor, you will find that. Yeah, with that very soft curtain, put it onto it, and then you can have a better looking. Okay, so today I can also share with you some of the key skills related to rendering. It's not only the topic of rebuild a case, rebuild a unit, but also something more related to the output, the render output. And also, some of you said, okay, how can we just try to have some of the curved walls? You see, actually here, it's not only on this on the corner, but also we do have, you see, uh, here yeah, we do have some of the curved beams, right? But of course, if you're talking about a tool in our floor plan, we can just only do the horizontal or vertical linear beams. But these, okay, what you need to do is moreover related to the advanced tool. So today I'm going to show you. And first, if you want to have something like this, you see, this is very special for the curved column. Okay, this is not a beam, it's just a column. If you happen to meet these kind of cases, okay, let me show you how to do it. First, what you need to do first, of course, is to build up two different walls. Okay, so the walls, when you using the horizontal or vertical linear walls, maybe the joint area maybe bind it together. Then you need to change. You see, actually, we have the preference. So these are some preparation. In the preference, the default setting here in your avatar, the preference. In the setting, you will see the wall joint. Okay, the default setting is meter the 45-degree jointy, but you can change it to the butt joint. This may do help to some of the scenario. Why we talk about some? Because actually, if you're really using some corner touching directly, you see here, I just maximize it to give you the viewing. You see, if it is really joined together, then it will directly turn to a full corner, full 90-degree corner. So this is something really tricky. So if you want, you can just leave several millimeters here. And then what you need to do, turn to the floor plan using the column. You see we have the shaped column. Okay, normally you use the square or use the circle. It's fine, that's normal. But if you want to have really quick way to handle with that, you can just use the shaped column. You know, sometimes the curved angle, the corner, curved corner in creamy design style is frequently be seen. So if you want to have more detailed design or to form out that specific design styles, design shapes, you can try to use the shaped column and here rectangle. Of course, from point, click to point. Now you successfully cover this corner, then you can use the fillet. And also now the latest update shows that actually we do not only have the fillet, but also we have the inner fillet, you see. Actually, this different. And also the inner right angle, okay? So most of the time, the first one is enough. So click, holding down the shift button, click, move your mouse. See, most of the time, just fully use that, or you can, if you want, you can type in the exact, the precise size or the radius. Okay, so now click finish. Of course, the system will automatically to analyze out some of the changings of if the first time you've done that after you finish the ceiling design, you will find out that system will give you a suggestion that you need to repair, right? So you can also just let the you see here, check the hardware here, the normal finishings. Yeah, if you already have that, then you don't have any changes. But if you do that after you have any finishing designs, and here it will show. So it will show these different the difference, and then just click repair is fine. Okay, and also sometimes we will see here some of the angle. You see this kind of curve. This curve. What you need to do is just to use here the door opening rectangle. It's not the arc or arch, okay? It's not like that because they are something uh, out of the not with that very standard shape. But here we have one, okay, one line, and then what you need to do, one side of the curve, you just need to go to the material and component. Yeah, it's really easy. What you need to do is just drawing out, still using the fillet. So fillet in our tool is really can really frequently be seen. So let me show you this. Okay, so you see what you see here. I just delete that. The default setting is like that. And then when you want, you can use the rectangle to draw them back. Okay, if you join our last course about custom modeling, you can have a really important point in mind that actually wherever it goes with the door opening or the window opening, when you want to draw something onto it, the first step always fill back. Okay, fill back all these deckers, all these the opening holes. And then what you need to do, holding down shift button, the same, select these two and you find out that chamfer and click that chamfer and it goes. Still the same. Of course, you can type in the number, whatever you want. Okay. And then this is not the end. You go another with the rectangle, draw them back because I just need to use the corner. I don't need this entire, okay, the entire the shape. So I just need the corners. Then what I need to do is use push and pull and to give the certain depths. Okay, type in numbers and then end up with enter. So you can do it. Finally, don't forget to check about the connect faces. Yeah, because here I already did that. If not, you see actually click, connect, click, confirm. And now you will have the entire area connected. See, yeah, there's something additionally you need to use. Okay, so that's something prepare for the normal finishings. But of course, if you want to have this kind of let me show you. Yeah, if you want to have this kind of curved ceiling, it will also we also need another tool. It's called custom modeling because they are connected. And this time, even I can build up more chamfer corner or the soft lines to refine the design style. So let me show you. The voice okay now? Is it okay? Yeah. So here, turn to the advanced tool, and don't forget here we actually have the here a side of a wall with the this with the thickness 400, and also here you see we have a corner, the soft corner connected to this side of the wall. So actually we will get start from the island, the half island, and then end up here. So it's a kind of a joint corner. So just pay attention about it, and then turn to Advanced Tool, Custom Modeling. Okay. So you see here in Custom Modeling, yeah. And what you need to do is just to mark out the gap. For example, you can of course turn to 3D. Yeah, turn to 3D or 2D is fine. Okay, using the reference line most of the time. Yeah, the first logic is to use uh the lines, or you can use the 3D, for example, the bottom lines as well. Okay, just borrow and then mark out the point that we directly get start. This is the endpoint. We have 1, and then the line end up here, 2. Okay, 1, 2. We have the line. If it is not on the floor, you can also turn it again. For example, borrow anything. You see, actually, in this tool, we have some of the exist unit, the cabinet unit, the outer boundary, you see, it can be recognized out actually. Later, we will use this as well. We will use some of the boundaries. So borrow again, still online. Now you can turn to get a button or to the top as well. So it's up to your choice. So let me use this reference line, borrow, intersection point. Now borrow to the online. Okay, so at least we have this, okay, basic boundary, or we have the endpoint here. Now we can directly turn to 2D using rectangle. The drawing is easy. First, click the starting point and then the end point. You can also control. It's better for you to control with the XY, XY panel, and then to mark out. For example, here, this is on the edge. Okay, check with 3D to see. Yes, it is fine, right? It's on the top, but it's okay because we have the entire, or we already have some of the basic ceiling extrusion. So maybe first you can't see, but later just pay attention here. Reference line, click with 400. You need to mark out because here we share the same, okay, the same thickness. So rectangle, still point to point, point to point, also XY, point to point. So click and check. You can delete that. Now you have this, right? If you want to make it clear, you can just clear all the reference line because also it's all finished using. And now what you need to do is using here, we have the Bevel 2D. Click the line, click the line. Okay, from the very beginning, don't forget to change the number of the small edges. Okay, the edges, the phrases, the default setting 6 is definitely not enough. What you need to do is make it really, really smooth. So still using the tab, okay, change to this index, and then let's turn to like a 30 or 45. It's enough actually around that. Yeah, because sometimes maybe your computer, your device is not that strong in calculation. Maybe after that you will wait quite a lot of time if you type in the biggest number, 60. Yeah, if you want, you can try 60, but the result maybe it will cost a very slow calculation and the effect maybe not so good. Okay, and then here the chamfer radius, you can just type in the number. Let's try for example the 400, and here as well click the same. Okay, so for example 400 plus 400, 800. Now you have a very smooth, okay, very smooth corner. And then what you need to do is using the push or pull. Of course, if you add up the bigger with the bigger radius, let's say 800 or even 1000, you still add up more to here. For example, if you choose 800, then here is 1.2. The radius 1.2 meter. So just change accordingly. So here I just show you some regular using, and then push and pull. Of course, click, give the height 2.8 meter. This is default setting. Okay. Uh, of course, you see here, actually, it depends on the here. This is due to the slab thickness. So it's fine. Don't worry. And then what we need to do is using this See, rectangle, still XY, give a bigger, very big, okay? Very big shape, okay? Just avoid that. Yeah, you can draw bigger outside even. Yeah. And then give thickness as well. So this time thickness, don't get too small, make it bigger, even extend to the to those area underneath the floor. Yeah, make it bigger. Because this time we will need another bevel, but it's not in 2D, in 3D. Okay? Click that, holding down Shift button, double click. Now you select this, right? And then use the bevel 3D. Still give the radius of the corner with the number, let's say 650. And then the number of the small edges, we need to make it really soft look viewing. So you can type 35 or 40, let's say. Yeah. And here, this one will controls the boundary of the corner, the soft corner. So don't hesitate to type in numbers. Yeah. Here, even we have smooth transition, still we need to type in. There's something different from last course. Last course, when you just do some of the normal chamfer, it's fine. It's if you click that smooth transition, you don't have to type in number, remember? But this is using the bevel, and later we use the subtract, okay, calculation between the models. So we need to still give the edges. That's quite different, okay? And then end with enter. Now you have a kind of a bread, quite a big one, right? And then you see actually the curve line will when you use the subtract, the curve line will directly leave a certain the corner here. And then what you need to do is just avoid some curved line at the bottom. That's why actually we draw the bigger one. So big enough to cover, unless you want something the shape like this and then here curve back. So that's something you really need to pay attention when using this, okay, subtract. Now group them. Holding down Shift button again, double click and group. Okay, and also that thing as well. Yeah, when you use the calculation, okay, the calculation between the unit and subtract, you need to group them, always group them, and also make sure they are all formed out with the outside boundary is sealed up. It's not divided inside. There's no other limit, the other elements inside. Of course, our system will also give you some warnings or give you some notice, so you can do some modification after that. Okay, group as well. Now what you need to do is just to put them together. Yeah, you see, actually putting here, leave a gap. Of course, you can use the reference line to mark out the boundary. Yeah, it's fine. Here as well. So after that, after you already put them into a proper position, you can directly use this subtract. Okay, first you click this one. Those big area is to those area. The first you click means you want them to disappear. This is the second you want them to stay. So after clicking, you will have the proper result showing like this. Okay, but for myself, that's not the end today, because what you see here, the demo is just fine for with the curve, but still very sharp, right? I want it soft. I want it with soft areas, so I can continue click. You see, ungroove, and what we have now is still using the 3D bevel. Holding down Shift button, click. Ignore that warning. Continue clicking. Yeah. And now with the 100 is fine. Okay, here this time you don't have to change. Because it's just obvious with a smooth transition. Okay, and now with the enter, now you have a very soft, see, very soft curve line. Of course, if you want to make it not that obvious, my suggestion, if you want, you can just leave a tiny bit, let's say 20 or 30. Yeah, the radius, just like 30 is enough. See that smooth? Okay, the smooth boundary. So here the same, holding down shift button, clicking, okay, move angle, the viewing angle. Yeah, when you want to move the angle, just holding down left mouse or right mouse button, then you can move. Okay, but just don't click, because you click empty area, it will disappear again. So you see, now it's fine. So till now, for the elements, okay, we got it all prepared. Now for the ceiling, it's easy. Just extrusion. Yeah. For example, 250 or 280 or some. Yeah. Sometimes even if you really don't want it to change, you can change the height of the level, right? The height of the floor, and then you can finish that. So far, is okay? Is it okay for you? Yeah. Then I will continue. The first thing, it actually is just following our logic. You see, for the logic, the first floor plan, we already prepared that, right? And then we're changing some of the constructions. And then the decor of Econaut AI, because now we have our own design, we use the finishings to handle with doors and windows, the door opening, and some ceiling walls decors, right? Furniture is easy. I won't talk anymore. So you can just finish with that preparation there, and then we can just turn to the kitchen and bath. Okay. So you see, now we finished that. Okay. This time, click finish. And this time, you see, we can have some of the decors. Actually, for this very big kitchen, okay, what you can have from the very beginning is the corner. Okay, now I turn to the customizing part. You can handle first, get start handling with the corner. You see actually what we need to have still in public. Okay, in this case, mostly I use the public catalog. Okay, if you want to try, you can also try it on your account. It's also available. And then you see for the corner, we do have the base cabinet. We can use that corner, for example, the corner cabinet. Yeah. At this corner, just don't give a very big size of the side panel, door panel, okay? For example, use a small one here, left corner single door, okay? So using so for example, using this, okay, click and put. And then of course, what you need to adjust is here, you see, side panel depth, okay? You can change, make it smaller, and then just fine with the depth, and also all the rest, okay, all the rest very standard. You just need to put some, for example, narrow put out basket, double door sink, just need to put it there. And also don't forget, okay, every time don't forget the end panel, the base end panel is essential. Okay, and something different is here, this one. So actually the default setting, some of you might think, okay, if I want, I maybe need to use the with stove. Okay, but stove here doesn't contain the supplying for the drawer. For example, even sometimes you want a fake drawer. And also here today, I will show you with this one. You see, actually, we can build out some fake doors. This is some fake door because here we have the sink, right? It contains at least two of the area. Okay, so actually these two drawers with only with the fake door. I will also tell you how to do it later. I talk about it. The same here, you see. I just on purpose to use that. This is from the drawer with the drawer. You can just directly use clear to click to put. Yeah, if you want to change here, for example, you can certainly to delete it. Yeah, for example, now it's fake here. It is fake, and then you can turn, for example, to the here design internal zone. You will have that. You will have that to build up the area, the custom, the inner, and then to try to put it, or just do like this. Okay, I just ignore that because I don't need to change anything. I don't need to change anything from the very beginning. I just need to use that. Or if you want, you can delete some of the contents. Yeah, there are two different ways. If you want, you can delete some of the contents. Inside, within the design cases, is fine. Only left a fake door. See, it's only a fake door panel as well. Yeah. So later I will use here to show you, but this time just make sure you know this one. Okay. Now here is open direction is none. See, before that, when you use the door panel, most of the time you can just open it. So this is something different. You just make sure about it. And also don't forget some of the functions, when you want to have a proper size from the bottom to the top, for example, like this, just click and then holding down shift button. Okay, and then you can use the adaptation and align. I've been actually taught quite a lot of time for this function because sometimes you really pay a lot of time to adjust, but actually once you finish the button or the button unit, the base unit, you can directly using this after you put some of the key functions of the wall panels or the wall unit, you can use this. Okay, first click that and then hold down shift button and then click the wall unit. Now you can put your mouse here, adaptation, width, align, center. Yeah, it would definitely be in the correct position. Okay, using this. And something special for this case, you see, for the for this kind of wall unit, now we have two levels, right? Actually, this is very kind of a decker size. It's really small. For the default setting, maybe you really can't find some of the distinct elements, the unit to put. So at this moment, my suggestion will directly turn to, for example, wall unit, normal doors. First, you of course need to put it there. Okay, for example, put it this one. But the default setting shows like it seems it's not so following your order. So you can just put in the same side of a wall. It's fine. Putting at the same side of wall. Don't forget, okay, here we got the orient. Okay, the quick button is P, place. Okay, we can place this unit at the top. Here is the meaning. Top of this, okay, this unit, the wall unit on the top. And then don't forget to to click off the limitation of size in kitchen and bath. Okay, this time if you want to have some, of course, if you have some of the units that prepared for the smaller size, you can use in the custom enterprise catalog. But if you don't, for example, like this, I just have to click off. Okay, but it's fine. Actually, for this kind of a size deckers for normal cabinet, is within the manufacturer, okay, the manufacturer limitation. It's still available. So you can adjust like this, okay? And also pay attention about the two different filler, filler, right? Filler here, auxiliaries. Find out the wall filler and put it in. Okay, it's easy. Just changing the size to full cover to get a full cover with the two levels, and it's fine. Okay, and also something related to this kind of chimney hood wall cabinet. The default setting of this wall cabinet it shows with this kind of a decker. This one, you see, yeah, with this. Yeah, if I really want to change that, I just have to, I show you here. I just have to delete. Yeah, double click. You can see I can now select the default chimney hood, right? The default hood. So I just need to delete that. And then you see actually here we leave the gap. We leave the gap with the hood. If you want, you can also using when you do the generating the stove, you can also click the chimney hood, and then it's after generated, you can just change in the size. Yeah, here actually I manually to change them. And even I just change accordingly. For example, I need to leave a gap, leave a height distance to the chimney hood. So you can see actually this is the two combinations. It's not a jointy, and even I can turn it. I can open that. You can see. Yeah, I still have the more area to install the product, install some stuff, the issues. And also, if you want, of course, you can make it more simple using like this. See, here in this sample, I just easily to put one. It's fine. Yeah, it is okay. So here, this corner actually is not that hard. You just need to break some of the elements, right? You can try in your account. And this as well. Just don't forget putting this auxiliary, okay, tall end panel, also left, right, just put and then change. Of course, don't forget every time you put in this, don't forget to check about the distance from floor. Most of the time, of course, the certain default setting is allows you to change, for example, with the gap 100, but sometimes it's directly touching down to the ground. Okay, so just pay attention about it, and also pay attention about the height because in customized industry, the default setting for one panel is 2.4 meters, right? I think you know that. So just pay attention about this. Okay, our case here is definitely enough for you because we leave 50 for the crown. Okay, so just pay attention about the height, and then it's nothing there, right? Actually, for this part, it's already done. Uh, is it okay for this part? Because later I will directly talk about the countertop. Yeah, I know some of you already raised the question, quite a lot of question regarding the countertop. So I will directly get started. Okay, to generate the countertop, to draw manually, to draw like this, and then you can have the proper, proper solution about the customizing. This one is the upturning glass folding door. This one. You can directly find out in that. Yeah. You can directly using the flip. This one is easy. Yeah. Is okay? Yeah. If you have any questions or something related to that, you can also ask. Yeah. Leave the questions in the chatting box. Yeah. I will check about it. Okay. So after that, let's turn to the uh, generate here countertop. And actually, if you have so many different elements, you don't have to let them directly have the final result with one directly distinct click. It's fine because you see some of it is not selected. Here, I want to make it the next step. I don't need to do it now. So you can click empty area. And then holding down shift button, do the multi-selection. You see, yeah, just click. Okay, don't forget to check about the end panel, check about the side panel. Okay, it's fully, if it is fully covered, you can directly click, for example, front. Okay, that's one public. It's your choice, it's fine. Backsplash here. If you want to manually to draw something, you can here just first to ignore that. Otherwise, once click, you might have to change quite a lot of index. First, leave like that. And then also select from the public library. Okay, let me select, let's say, Marvel. Yeah, click, generate. Okay, of course, you will have the some chamfer as here, some corner lines. And also here, this is definitely something what we call conflict, right? So what you need to do is click and then using this manual edit, turn to 2D in order to get a better view. This time, check about the status. See, okay, sometimes you can change from the one part, okay, to move the position to let the point be auto snapped. Sometimes here is available, but if it is locked, try another side. Yeah, and then here, same point. Okay, and even don't forget, you see, since we talked about the creamy style for countertop, most of the time, for the creamy style, you need to make it soft. Okay, make a soft design. So click that point. Find out we have the fillet. Okay, give a really small. Okay, small the radius for the front edge. Okay, so for example here, 30 enough. Really soft. Okay, here this point the same, and then for example 30. Yeah, make it really smooth. But here, pay attention. Okay, it's not only, you see, it's not only the point, okay, the point jointee, but also check about there's no, okay, no edges, no backslash, no edges, and then make here directly touching the end panel. Okay, just pay attention about it to move or type in exact number. Yeah, you see, once you change the number, you can have the really precise, okay, the result. And also seeing this, you can see here, if you want, you can add up the breakpoint from this point at the breakpoint, changing to the position. At this phrase, if you want backsplash, you can check about if the status is available. Okay, and then the height, give the height. This part 0, this part 0, but this part maybe 600. Let's check 600 if it is fine. Click generate. Okay. If it's not, still you can use this. Okay. This time here we got this important function. It's called the free draw backsplash. At this moment, you can use the point to point drawing. After finish drawing, click your right mouse button and then generate. Just wait for that and then check about the status. Okay. So if it is not, just check about the status setting. Let me check about this one at this time. 6, make it distinct. Backsplash, height, And then also finish, click here, free drawing, point to point. Okay. And don't forget here we have the flip. Sometimes it's really sometimes we have the flipping, and don't change the move. Move is moving from the back to front. This one, okay. So it's nothing related to the height. And if you have here backsplash, check about it about the different sections here, and then now you can control backsplash height. Click generate to check first, okay, and then you can have just now is I said you can, as I said, you can check about this, okay, free drawback. This time, for example, this phrase, all this you can just set to disappeared. You can set them to disappear and then just leave one. No edges, no edges. Yeah. And now you see actually these are disappeared, but this one we have now we can control with the backsplash height. This time 600, check about the result. I think it's fine now. Yeah. So you can control by this. Yeah, you can get it well controlled by this or 7. Let me check. 730. Yes. Click finish. So this is how we click to generate. Of course, if you want, you can change about the position of this one, changing the different distance, but it's fine, just like leave like this one. Okay. Think that this boundary is too small for here. Is insufficient. Click generate. Yeah, it's fully covered. Okay. So this is how we do it for using the tool. Now it's the freely draw backsplash. Sometimes you need to manually to do that, but just pay attention the splash. If you don't want it to appear, you can just unclick here. But if you want something, you need to give them to give them the proper section and also give the proper material. Then we can turn to here backsplash to independently to control. Yeah. So this is something related to the normal countertop with the normal base unit and wall unit. Okay. And then here, now we handle with the island. For this island, it's easy. First, putting those elements, the four different, uh, sorry, the four drawer, the drawer unit with drawers. Yeah, four drawer unit. You can also use the linear array, and also this one you can directly use this one, the open cabinet, but just pay attention about the direction. Is it left or right? Okay, most of the time you can definitely put to check. Yeah, and also if you want, you can check about the direction. For example, here snap model. If you click bump snapping model, and then you can change freely changing the proper direction using here. Actually, this is the kind of a right. And then don't forget, yes, we have the orient to the side. And then, of course, changing with the scale. Okay. And here, maybe you will find that this area is locked, but it's fine. For example, click and check. Of course, this is the end panel. This is end panel, left end panel for the base unit. And if you want, you can give the depth. For example, lock the front, changing out at 20, and then it's fine. You see, right? And also, how can we create? How can we create some of the? Wait a minute. How can we create some of the deckers like this? See, this kind of decker, of course, first you can't directly find in our tool. Okay, you can't directly find in our tool because you need to manually to create. So you can click here. Okay, this is kind of a fixed shelf. Fixed shelf. So what you need to have is to try to here to mark down those uh, size. For example, here the arc 200, and then you have the different width, but it's fine because once you delete that, you can directly turn to our part. We have the panel to the shelf, and then you can have some chamfer shelf, the arc shelf. Okay, so once you give 200, of course the default setting of the arc. And then once you put one of it, you can directly use this panel array. For example, we divide them into 3 levels, so number of panel 2, and then here you can go to here again, design internal zone. So for example, if you want to directly put, you can use the vertical panel. But the key thing is that once you put like this, it's changing, it's divided into different dimension, you see. If you see like this, you got to change. First, you need to change. For example, click the select internal zone and then turn to custom inner space. Yeah, it's not the panel around, it's custom inner space. And now you can see you can change here. Rotate means it's your choice. You define which is the front. The default setting is the front here, right? It's very narrow and small. So you need to define them, redefine them at the side. So now this is the front. Once you put any dimension, you can see actually the side will turn to light blue. So this is the front. Then you can turn to the partition, the panel. Yeah, of course you can continue with the free changing of others. So first one you finish and then turn it again, manually changing this one. Now partition, but this another, give more, and then click again here. Yeah, the key thing is that you know this button, manually select, and then rotate. Just these two things, okay? And then you can now put it freely. Yeah, you don't have to put it really precise. Just make it purpose. For example, with the different gap, 180. Here, let's make it 200. This one, yeah, double click is fine. 300. Yeah, something like this. So see, you can actually changing some of the certain detail of the decker. And now don't forget depth. I still need to continue changing. Why? Because later I will use the back panel. This time, don't use the part. Now still in back to the production, we have auxiliary, production auxiliary for the back panel here. See the back panel. Just pay attention. Yeah, because last time when we talk about the logic here, remember the furniture and the parts. Parts is inside some furnitures, but just now when we talk about the back panel, the back panel can be independently be seen. So actually, it's at the back. So what you need to do is to find out the correct stop catalog. Okay, don't go to the wrong position. For those partition panels, the vertical panels, they are within that, so you can turn to part. But this time for back panel, of course, auxiliary and then back panel. Okay, back or peninsula. So you just need to pay attention about that. Depth, let me check. Yeah, 20. So just now we used 20, so back panel. Okay, and also this time turn back to the lateral because I need to have the well organized out the back of the unit. So click that and don't forget to check about the status. For example, orient, put it here. Okay, to cover the back. Okay, but just don't do like this. Okay, don't do like this because you need to stay with the manufacturer logic. Yeah, it's not exceed with that much. So just around that and then duplicate. It's fine. Still the same. Orient. So you cover that, and then of course material brush. Just make it easy to be recognized out. So now we finish this, and then we can turn to the countertop. Okay, but before that, let's still use uh, use the internal zone design to change. Okay, so first, double click. Okay, delete that, double click, delete that. These two drawer. I want to make this change. Okay, so because I need to leave a gap with the small sink, the hand washing sink. So this time, for example, let's turn back with the design internal zone. Manually select. Okay, custom inner. Panels. This one. Internal. Custom the internal. It's not selected. Wait a minute, let me get a refresh. Yeah, custom. So this time, let's try directly turn to the drawer, but this time it's no longer the drawer, it's just the door panels. Okay, it's just the door panel. You can just turn to the door panel, flat. Okay, uh, lateral, adapt, directly turn to the panel. Hard, flat. Redrawer. Let me check about the status. Yeah, it's the same. Hmm, do not match. Okay, to see if we can stay with the custom index, which means actually here it's not supported with the panel recognizing. So if you want, because here is not supported for the entire, so maybe the only solution I think is still to, for example, to use the delete. Yeah, switch the select part. You got to delete the inner. Yeah, see, because the limitations is breaked. The better solution, delete manually. Of course, if you have the enterprise catalog, you can ask to prepare to get a prepare Germany account to prepare some of the preset. Yeah, because this time you see once you click, if you open it, it's just nothing here. Okay, it's nothing here. So also this, okay, double click, the logic should be none. Open direction should be none because it's the fake. It's nothing there. Okay, and then what you need to do is using the sync, click sync style to use the public. Let me check small one. Okay, and of course you can change with this and the width and depth. For example, 500 here, 450 installed, and then click finish. And then finally get a countertop. Okay, of course don't forget manually to select because this time this is something irregular shape within irregular shape. Okay, for the countertop, click and don't forget here the entire area, click, and also here we actually have the end panel. This time this one as well, end panel. Okay, so front, select the normal one, backsplash, of course not, material. If you don't want, you can roughly select one because later you can use brush, directly use the brush. Okay, so first generate, of course, but later you need to manually to draw because we have still have some more boundary to check. So click, continue, use the manual edit, switch in 2D in order to have a better viewing. At this time, of course, the boundary, remember, still to make it unique. And then here, click the boundary. This time, I don't want it to be the kind of very straight rectangle. I want to make it arc. Okay, the default setting will directly give you the round. Okay, and this time this area also check joined join together. This dot now you can change, for example, move to the angle and continue, click, add a breakpoint here as well, add a breakpoint. Yeah, just drag. It's nothing much, but just dragging. Okay, and also check about the status. Of course, you need to continue break, because at the breakpoint, because here there's no front edge, no edges, because it's touching now. It's touching to the boundary. So just pay attention about it. If you want, you can use the view to take a look to check. See if it is suitable. Of course, if you have the size, it's better. If you know the exact size, it will be better. Click 850, I think. Yeah. And this time, this one, no edges. But of course, pay attention about this time. This one. For our system, the default setting is certainly directly to have, okay, even the viewing is cutting, but still this part, if you want to have the output, the precise output of the draft CAD file, you'd better still continue to break. At the breakpoint. You see, the last time what we used the reference line, now it works. Still this at the breakpoint. Seeing that? Yeah, but of course, if you have data, it would be better. Click, fillet, click. I remember it's 30 or something. Yeah, with really precise cutting, it shows like that. And then click generate. $200, generate. Yeah, I think it's fine. Of course, if you want, you can also use the divide to change. And then click finish. Of course, here, don't forget you can use the public library. We can turn to support. Yeah, we have not that much, but if you want, you can upload. Even you can upload the normal model is fine. If you're searching here, you'll see actually this model. Wait a minute, save. Yeah, they are also parameterized. Let me just refresh it. Customizing. Yeah, you can directly to click to control. And also you see actually they are these support legs, they are also parameterized. So don't worry about that. For example, let me check. This is 555. So the height at 55.1. Yeah, it's really precise in the position. And then what you need to do is just get the proper installation, and it's done. After that, the bar chair, just pick up your preference and then put. And also don't forget here, before we directly turn to the foot line, the token modding, before we turn to token modding, this area you can also get the drawing, but this time you can use the advanced tool custom modeling for help. Okay, so click. At this moment, actually, I believe your worries is not about the drawing. Drawing is easy. The key thing is that how can we make sure the material will also work. So actually in our tool, now we support, actually we really support uh, the material, okay, to be the same, exact same. Let me check about the size. Okay, here the entire size, including the back panel, is 590. So rectangle, drawing out, control the line. So it's 590. Yeah, you see the draw rectangle on the right side. Switch the width. I remember is 200 25. Yeah, 295. And then here bevel smooth 30. Okay, 30 phrases. Here the same bevel. Okay, now now push and pull to the boundary. And you see here, if you want, brush, click, and pave. Yeah, you can make it the same. And then drawing out the token modding. Yeah, token modding, for token modding, it's easy. Still, 1, 2, 3. This one, of course, not. Yeah, you can't just directly select, but you can change the style. Let's say here, yeah, you can manually to change. A minute. First generate, and then of course modification. Ah, sorry, I didn't select the correct one because the area. Yeah, this time this one is fine. Okay. Don't miss the yeah. For drawing out this, and then you can manually click change this as well. This one, the same. See, give 20 more. turn it back first, and then R. Okay, finish. And even this time you want a very unique design, also pave. Yeah, the material is up to your choice, but our suggestion for the creamy design, you can use the white, okay, the warm yellow, the white material. For example, this time I used here. Let me show you the material. You can use, there are so many different materials. But later, after we finish the corner, I will show you how to change the style. So normally for the door, you see here, you can use the warm white. You can search for that. You have several warm white material. For creamy style, you can directly use the similar, right? And then here for this corner is easy. What you need to do is just using the hanging, okay, the hanging. This one you can just unlimit the size because it's also smaller. Double door above fridge, okay, above fridge wall cabinet. You can directly find it here, wall cabinet. You see, what you need to do is just put that in, okay. This one independent, and this one is the some of the very thin, the thin basket cabinet in the the tall unit, the functional. Yeah, choose one of it. Just pay attention about the thickness. Searching for 300. Yeah, these are available. Yeah, the width is small, 300. Yeah, of course you can manually to put one to customize into some cleaning storage for that function. And also don't forget the end panel. Yeah, high cabinet end panel, because here it's to cover the boundary. And also this infill panels flat fitted is also important. Don't forget that. And the key thing is here, this area. See, this area. For fridge, it's just easy for you to select. If you want, you can search for 145, 145 fridge double door, put it there. And now the key thing is to put the auxiliary, got the end panel, tall end panel. Yeah, left, because if you're in the front of it, left side is here. So click to put. Yeah, just roughly put it there is fine, because later you will do that adjustment. And then of course, to first, it's hard to control the depth, right? It's fine. If you drag to change, of course, don't forget distance to from floor. And then here the size 2.5 meter. And then now you see, once it's auto snapped, the system can have the data, and then you can control. And then for the generating the crown molding, it's up to your choice. You can either try the really flat or full cover. My suggestion is just full cover. Yeah, later you can put or you can try to use, it's fine. In the middle, generating is easy. And then what you need to do is just make control. Okay, click here. What you will have is to click, and then this one, click to manually draw, because actually in our tool you see some curve. Okay, the unique design, but with the curve line which shows. So what you need to do is just to click using this one, but just don't double click, okay? After double clicking, then you use this one, it will cause conflict. So one click is fine, just one click. Yeah, of course, before that, let me check about the position, why it turns to irregular shape. Yeah, that's my doubt. Now it's fine. Yes, because just now it's conflict with the double door cabinet on the fridge. But now using the orient, it won't cause any conflict. Then click here. Remember the height, it's 450. So add up the here we can have, okay, in total around 500. So click, manually draw the panel. As now you can see, actually you have button. See the green one, the green arrow, and the orange. Now all you need to do is mark out here, break down 500 in total, right? And then continue add up another breakpoint. This time drag. Yeah, for example, this time you can control to your preference number, let's say 280. Yeah, and then try to give a proper solution with the arc. The default setting is the outer arc. You can change to inner, and then here radius. Okay, if you type in smaller number, it will be limit. If you type bigger, let's say 600, it will be smooth. Just pay attention to the difference. Okay, you can try this time. You see, trying the difference, the result, and then to find out a proper solution. For example, let's say here, well, this one, it will be smooth. It's smooth enough. So click complete. And now this one is finished. Of course, later run generate Chrome modding, holding down Shift button, manually select. So that would be easy. I just roughly select one. See. Of course, extend front 20, if so, fully cover. Yeah, finally, a brush. Maybe bigger. Change 50. Well defined. So that's how we do some of the decors. Okay, but of course, don't forget here the foot line. Since we changed the size, distance from the ground. Yeah, you can here also using this, okay, using the toolkit modding, generate, but this area maybe you just need one short, okay, short front, and this one fully cover, okay. So I won't do the entire to you, but you need to, if you want, you can try. And also for the, now we turn to, okay, if there's no question, I will turn to our decor for the style, because in logically speaking, in our tool, of course, we finish all the layout uh, layout arrangement, and then we can turn to the style decor. Okay, so far is it fine for you? I saw some of you already asked question. If I want a waterfall from marble instead of an end panel, uh, waterfall from marble. Um, handleless draw. Handleless is easy. Yeah, you need to change the different category selection. First, here, a waterfall from marble instead of the end panel. Okay, I think your requirement is something related to the waterfall generating, but since the system limitation, you see, actually for the chamfer, often for any rounds, it's unable to generate that waterfall. Okay, so you see, for that, once you click generate here available, for this or that is unavailable. So you can also use something called generating. Let me just show you the result. You see, yeah, this will be also available for using, but not for the curve. So that's my suggestion. Sometimes it may not help. Maybe you still need a help with the help of the custom modeling. Yeah, I know. I believe what you require from Marvel, right? Just like that. Yeah. And also another tricky issue is that if you really insist, we have a material brush to do like this. Yeah, that's also another tricky skills, but it's something related to the tool using. Yeah, maybe if you really talk about the BOM, the build of material output, or even quotations, this will not be helped because the properties, the default property, the logically speaking, this still belongs to panel. It's not the waterfall. Yeah, the generating has the limit with the curve. With the lines is fine, but with the curve, no. So that's the limitation. And also, just now you said with the question how to make the handleless drawer. About the handleless drawer, you need to turn to, for example, uh, two things. Okay, if it is the limitation from the unit, you need to change the subcatalog to no handle unit. Okay, this is the best. Sometimes for the common unit, let's say here, I just give you the sample drawer. Okay, I give you one sample here. Selection, select part. See, once you can select the front, you can change that style. Okay, the drawer front style. For example, actually, we do have some of the no handle door panel. These are available. Okay, or something like the door panels. Let me show you with some like the bolt. I remember I can searching for the door panel. Let me try in door panel search bolt. I just now actually I see something. The bolt always some other styles cuttings frame that goes out solid with flat. This is pure flat. Drawer front. Yeah, no handles. So you see the different. See, sometimes let me change, and then you can delete that. You see, actually, the users using the front to open here. Here, you got a chamfer actually. So this is how you do it. You can change. Yeah, even in here, handle free flat, you can use like this. Okay, so that's how we do it. Okay, so I'll continue if no other questions. All right. And also talking about, oh, why is it here? Just now it's not showing with the curve. Finish. Forgot to change the curve. Front edge. This one front edge. Okay. I think it's something with the issue, but it's fine. It still work when you directly just now you turn to the chamfer or to draw with the up. Click. Drawing. Rectangle. Yeah. Select the boundary. Yes. Yeah, still it's available. Okay, then select. Alright, lastly select one. Okay, and then the rest you just need to draw. Okay, so turning back to these areas. So if you want to change, for example, the style, just need to click, okay, double click until you can select. You can select the door and door material in the public. So here you can see with some different elements, door panels. So you can see actually for the creamy style, most of the time you definitely need some of the cuttings, okay, internal embed or extrusions. So you can select, okay, just don't select the glass. Normally here, no glass, just using. What you need to do is just to click, yeah, and then to see how it fits for the style. For example, this one is really, yeah, with just a tiny big different depth. So it's good for the designing style, and then you can change to, for example, warm, white. See, there are several. You can select your preference. It's fine. Okay, and then if you want to have a quicker way, or one or two, material or style brush. Yeah, I prefer use the style brush for a certain choices. But if you have so many, my suggestion is here using the global style. This one using global style, and also the latest, our latest updated. Here you see update. We have the all models. You see the all model. You can now in purpose to select the different segment. For example, now this time I use only for the base. So I can click the base unit. Okay, and then you can turn to door style. Now you have, since you have so many different style for door style and even the drawer, just pay attention, right? Front, they are two different kind of elements, so don't get it mixed. So door style the same, public, what I use actually, art, yeah, click, material as well. If you have your preference, for example, you specifically prefer this one, you can just add to favorite because next time you can just turn to personal to get a quick solution. The same here, the drawer, this one, for example, drawer front as well, public, art, and this material, the default setting, of course, it changed, personal, yeah. And then you can check about the design result to see if it is correct. Okay, even there will be some of it still not change, then turn to style brush. Okay, give the style manually. Yeah, of course, just don't forget to change about the status of the handle installation. Yeah, changing the style or still use the global style as your preference. But don't forget the position, upper left, upper right, dimensions, and even for example, you can change the distance from edges, 50, let's say, 30, 50. You can see that directly see the result. Yeah. So this is something really helpful. You can go with it. And also you see some of the curve. So you can also with the glass here, still door style, glass. These are with the glass, okay? And some with the curve, you can also try to searching for the supply chain or some other elements. They will have different shapes. See, we have some different shapes, and you can also use that. Yeah, with the glass, you can have just to switch, okay, switch to different style. At this moment, I use the supplier chain or manufacturer. It's up to your choice. Then we have glass door style. You see. So just due to the limitation of your maybe there will be some different between yours, but still we have the different choices. You see actually here, I can also control with the upper left or up lower left, lower right. So for example, 0. To control with the different lower left, lower right. Here, smaller, 150, 150. Maybe it's just too slow, but it's fine. Yeah. Just what you need to know is about something related to the parameterized. If the data is available for using, you can directly type in, yeah, for the specific changings. And then also use the style brush to copy and paste. Okay, so these are the functions. It's the same. Here's the same logic. So you see, actually, after controlled, you have the different combinations. Okay. So you see some of the elements it does contain with the different data changing. Yeah, but it's from the different libraries, from the different logic. So what you need to do is just pay attention to the using in the advanced in the advanced parameter. Okay. So finally, I think the key thing only left is the render. Before that, you have any questions? Yeah. And if not, I will then turn to the render. And I also can tell you how to manually to give light bulb, even if the material or the light, the chandelier light, it doesn't itself, it doesn't contain the light bulb. I can teach you how to do that. How to make curve flat on island. So which part you mean? Blue, flatted with that on island to cut the boundary. You want any embed curvings here to cuttings? Um, Currently, I don't think we directly have that. Maybe if you really is the demand, you get to have the section file with the curving. Yeah, you upload, for example, the uploading the sections, but with some cuttings, maybe like that. Then you can have. Otherwise, no. Currently, we don't support like the double, directly changing the curvings. Yeah. Ah, flood panels. Oh, panels. Okay. If panels, uh, for panels, I can't see directly have the curved panel because for curve, if even if you use the curve, the exist elements in our public catalog only shows with the like the door panels. Yeah, we do have some of the curve panels. Hmm. But if you're talking about the flood panels, mm, maybe you need to have some lines. This logic still belongs to lines. Yeah, but I think I have one of the solution only only for the it's not meant for manufacturing part. We have one kind of a solution only for the showing parts here. I can give you this logic. Hope it will help only for design. The outlook is not don't relate it them to the manufacturer. It's incorrect. But for the design outlook, it's fine. For example, steel product, auxiliary, um, the panel countertop. Where's my panel, like this. Let me show you the curve one, for example. Yes, this one, Orient. Uh, okay, so assume that assume that we have a kind of curve that need to build up here. Then you need to, of course, unlimited, and then show here you see the radius one, two, the radius 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So find out which one is improper. See 0, 2, no. It's 1, 2, say 3, 4 here. So 0, 0, and then what you need to do is to change. So when we can use that, the only available solution for this is just when you use the material, pure material like this, no patterns, no pavings. This kind of a thing is available. But if you turn to wood with the patterns, well, the catastrophe will occur. Okay, this one because due to the dimension is fine, but still you see the gap, right? If something with like this, you see, that's the reason why I not suggest you to use. If pure color, for example, like this, it's fine. Okay, for the pure color. Yeah, and also this is certainly incorrect for manufacturing. Yeah, but for the result, for showing some result, it's fine. It's up to your choice for the customizings. So that's only purpose for the designing. Okay. If you really want to have this kind of a thing, you see, yeah, for example, if you really want to have with the pattern, see here, I suggest you use the custom modeling. And also don't forget this, let me show you. Actually, you raised a good question about the pattern, the pavings on the curved surface. In our tool, we do have the solution. Let me just show you using this. Okay, this is a curve pattern. If I use the wood, okay, so see this one, it's correct. Some of it, if it's not showing in the correct dimension or correct pavings, you can change here the mapping to sphere, and even changing the sphere with the correct dimension. Yeah, sometimes the default setting might show like this, then you can change. You can also change with the paving, change into the certain position. And also, the key thing is that if you draw anything, for example, here, just click off. If you draw any more surface, see, and then continue with the face connection. And once you put those elements, see, cube, the default setting cube is incorrect, but sphere, it can be connected or Cinderella, better. Cylinder, okay, don't use the cube or plane. These two, try these two. Maybe it's better for have a well-looking solutions. Yeah, sometimes not wood, maybe sometimes for the stones, like the marbles. So click. This is not continued. Yeah, like the seamless stitch you see here. This is the marble paving on the seamless stitch issue, so you can see they are all connected. This will be the best. Yeah, just don't forget this custom modeling. Okay. Yeah, a good thinking, a good question. Yeah, apply the flat panel as a map. That's the key. That's kind of thinking. Yes, it's available. Okay. Shall we just continue that? So something, if you happen to see some of the lights, if you happen to miss some of the model that you prefer, but there's no light there, you can also change. You can also use the custom modeling for help. You don't have to upload any other specific data. You just need to using this, okay? And even for the boss itself, you you don't need to draw because here we have the modeling library. What you need to have is just using a sphere. See, yeah, this is a kind of a half presetted model. And then you can just change, for example, 60, the maximum is 66, I believe. And then the radius 20 or 50 like that. Yeah. Then directly give the pet material luminous. Yeah. And you just need to roughly give the pattern. It's fine because here for material now or later we go to the real-time rendering. You can also do it again to manually set the strength of the light. Okay, this one just pay attention. This without the PBR means no chance to change, but this with the PBR means yes, you can change it. Let me give that. Okay, the object real-time material. You can click here to change the strength, or you can turn to the render as well. Of course, before that, you need to put in the correct position. You see, luminous energy. As you go with the stronger energy, of course, it's not only brighter, but also the color will be far less, okay, obvious. So try to give a proper color, for example, the warm color, and then see, once you give a stronger, it will turn the lighter, the color. So just pay attention there and then save. You can directly use. Okay. So this time I directly give you the light cream demo. This one, yeah, we just directly use this case to go render. So how can we do the render with not only correct procedure, the better of the better looking, but also with some more viewings, the vivid viewing, like the depth of the field. Do you want to see like this? How can we do like this? Do you know how to do it? Do you want to know that? Yeah, these are the depths of the field, the viewing. Yeah, it will make your work looking more like the vivid scenario. Do you want to know that? I still can't hear clearly. Hello, hello, hello. Is it okay? Is it okay for hearing? I think it's fine now. Is it okay? All right. So let's directly turn to the render. Here, after you finish all the thing, okay, you need to turn to the render, get the, for example, perspective view. Today we use the perspective view to show. And also don't forget to change, right? And here, real-time rendering, okay? You can create one indoor daytime. For the latest version, the 3.1, actually we try to limit the gap, limit the difference between the outdoor and indoor, especially for the exposure, the avoid some overexposure or very contract um, the lights. So you can try the indoor daytime. You can try the indoor daytime And overall, when you want to have a better viewing, you can just compare what we propose to you today to the default format. Okay, this is the default format that settled with the with the system. You can compare these two. How is the difference? Yeah, in real-time rendering, it will be faster, but you see the light is not so good. And what we need to do is just first clear them all. Yeah. Of course, today you want a better viewing, clear them all, changing to the side that contains with the soft curtain, and then try to avoid, see, everything gone. Try to avoid the sunlight to be directly put into on the surface of the panel. How to avoid? Try to change the angle. Yeah, changing the angle. Also here we got the endpoint. You can also change a little bit. You see, now it's better to avoid the maximize the area to get it disturbed. And then here's my suggestion for the custom lights. For most of our users, they prefer and they accept this logic that can get a quick and a well-defined light environment. First is the outside ambient light, the environment light, including the sunlight setting. Just now we finished half. And then the omni light as outside ambient light. Yeah, this is very special but important. Important. And then ambient light brightness adjust. This is a kind of index that can help you uh, to limit the gap. Okay, and then also the main lights. The step two is about the main lights. The main light IES, the ambient light of a main light, not only just one or two, but also the ambient light and even the main actor light. In today's case, we have some of the spotlight, okay, just taking place as the main actor light. It is something that you can't directly tell which kind of a light resource comes from, but you can see directly there's obvious angle with the obvious light. Yeah, even with the shadow to create. So this is the main light. And then the final thing is the part light. For example, downlight, spotlight, omni light, light strip included, and the luminous material. Okay, so in total, we have these three steps. So let's first do it. First, adjust angle of the light, the sunlight, and then you can turn, for example, here. In order to form out, okay, click the sunlight. In order to form a feeling of warm viewing and also a warm environment, okay, you can click. So this is the sunshine parameter. Okay, change, okay, to 4500 Kelvin, and then shadow 1.5 to make it soft. Okay, make it soft, and the brightness, of course, reduce a little bit. How is that feeling? Now soft. Okay, soft. And then also don't forget the ambient light, omni light. Give one or two. This time, this kind of ambient light it refers to the atmosphere color. For example, most of the time it will be uh, in, let's say, blue or near the blue. So you can give 1,000, 1,000, and the brightness you can make it 400. The key thing here, radius 800, a big one, and you will see suddenly this time this area is lighting up. See, of course, height get bigger. Yeah. At this moment, if you feel like brightness is not enough, you can continue add up to 600. And of course, one more. See, at this moment, the sunlight might be almost seen disappeared. This time, if you add up back, still there is. Okay, so just don't forget these two combination. Yeah, this will offer you a very warm light. Sorry, bright over exposure, but not too close. Okay, the distance is around 4 meters to the key point. Okay, so just pay attention about that. This area can be far away because here we have sunlight in the main direction is here. The back may be just far away, maybe some second time reflection of the light. So it is available to put, but keeping distance. Okay, and then don't forget this one, the ambient brightness. The default setting might be just fine for the area near the window, but if you want it the brighter, you can keep within that even more. Okay, but most of the time I don't suggest to make it too much because the light will turn into no shadows. Yeah, so ambient brightness here. You click empty area, ambient brightness it shows. So just check about here. Okay, check about this one. And then we finish here. Sunlight setting, ambient light as outside ambient, then ambient light brightness adjustment. This is the environment light. Then you can turn to the main light. The main light is here, ambient lights. Okay, so just pay attention here. Main lights, we got 1, 2, 3, right? This is the light bulb itself. You can first change about the light here, make it brighter. Let's say 15, okay? And also don't forget you can use the brush. You done? Or holding down the shift button. This one, material brush. Light bulb. Okay. And then still the circular area. Radius 115. See, coming up with 3,500 Kelvin. Make it warm. But of course, you can make it higher because with a different brightness. Since this one, okay, this one was within that, so just try to avoid something like this. Okay, try to avoid something like this. Just put it in, and also here we can have the brighter viewing 500. See, or of course you can limit them, limit the radius, put it higher to light up the internal, but with the brighter, yeah, brighter viewing. Here it goes. And then just need to get a linear array. And then of course you will see this is the default setting for the main line yes, but the main line still need to have the result on the table. So what you need to have, continue using the spotlight or downlight. My preference, downlight, and then put it here. As you see here, you have the light, stay with the same color temperature. Yeah, sorry, 400, 4500. Brightness don't get too much, 150. Yeah, check is enough. Right at the bottom of the chandelier, the hang light, duplicate, duplicate. See, now we have a proper main light. And also, sometimes what we call here the main actor light for this area. If you want this area, you can also use the downlight 1 or downlight 2. But this time, get it just touching when you use the light, i.e. the circle touching the surface of the countertop, add up 300, that's around 1.9 meter above the ground. Also 150 with the ambient color temperature 4500, and you will see a good range of the view. Yeah. In order to have a better looking, I'll just lower the ambient light, and now you can see that, right? Comparing with or without the element, yeah, you see here it's nothing, but with the light, you will get you will have an easier, okay, the easier way to enhance the main, or what we call the interesting point of your picture. So this will be helpful. This the same, you see, this is the same situation for here for the dining table. You can add up 2, and then with the light. Of course, if you want directly the result, you can click here, check the status. Yeah, you can also compare with or without the difference. See, of course, with that it will be much better. Okay, and then sometimes, for example, for the walking path, this area, of course, is uh, quite it's quite dark, right? So at this moment, sorry, at this moment, you can use the spotlight 3, yeah, to massively to light up the area. Even this time, there's no light on the ceiling, but it's still fine. Brightness this time you can give around 200. It's enough. Yeah, it will light it up here, the area. Continually duplicate or just give the array using the array. See, and then finally, finally, if you want to have the part light, okay, for example, the light strip, the default setting of here, we do have some of the, you see, the embed light strip. Yeah, we do have that, but it's actually not so distinct, not so obvious. So here's my solution. You can use the rectangular light to darkly put under the wall cabinet. Yeah, even give a very long one is fine. First, 3500 or 3200 with the Kelvin with the light color, and then brightness turn to 1200, and then the width is around 50. But just pay attention about the position. Now drag to the button and it will be fine. See, something relate those color temperature can be controlled between 3000 to 3800. It's still available. It will be brighter. Of course, this moment I will specially to add up two of the lights under the chimney hood, because the status that with the chimney hood light activated to light up this area, it will be extremely good. You just need to change, for example, to still ambient color temperature. Brightness 100 is enough. Yeah, you can check about the status. And also here, don't forget this one, because we changed the panel to light strip panel, the embed light strip panel, but the upper one we don't have it. So in order to get a proper exposure, my suggestion, of course, use something smaller, this one, to put it inside. You can see a little bit warm. Yeah. And of course, you can compare these two with or without. It's up to your choice. It's up to your choice. Okay. And besides that, actually, there's not much better light, because the entire area we still counting on the ambient. You see, the main light still there, the ambient light, outside ambient light, to get a warm feeling. Yeah, of course, warm feeling is important. So still you can have it. And then finally, if you want, you can also turn to the render issue, the camera setting. So for example, you can have the front, a kind of front viewing, and then you have the depth of the field. See, just click camera, depth of the field, edit. Okay, just enter the editing, which part of the viewing you want. You want to select here, clear at the front or clear at the back. Yeah, it's up to your choice. And not most of the time, I don't like too high index for the firstness. Most of the time, 20, even 15 is enough. Yeah, don't get too high, because it's really, sometimes it's really useless. If you get it too high, everything's this already messed up. You can't hardly tell what is it. And also you can combine with the FOV. Sometimes smaller FOV will be better. Sometimes, see. So just pay attention about the way of using, and also combine with the render. You see, actually in render here, we can directly in real-time light to control with the aspect ratio. Okay, 1 to 1, or with the different resolutions. So what you need to do is just select. Okay, select and then click render. Something like this one. Get a render. Yeah, and in your gallery it goes. So overall, that's kind of solutions. And besides that, it's just something. It's actually nothing much. If you want, you can continue to settle with the different materials now. For example, some of the material using. Yeah, if it is too polished, you can change the diffusion reflections and also the refractions. So you can change the index to check about the viewing of material. Just wait. Just click off the depth of the field and you see. If you want, you can changing the uh, refraction. Yeah, you can change it with the different status, or you directly can go with the material, metal, the different metals you can click and put. See, now immediately it changed. This is also a way to control. You can replace, you can change. You can also change the index. Okay, that's different the status. But overall, you can just you'd better use some default setting. Maybe it's fine. And then you can finally have some of the solutions like this. Okay, I can show you with the final outcome, for example, like this one, like this. And of course, don't forget, actually, after you finish, even this time after you finish any render, you can also have the picture beautify. And you can also get some control. For example, the levels, you see, you can limit the levels to control the dark dark area, because for controlling the dark area, you can see, sorry, you can have a better shadow, okay, the shadow filling, and sometimes connect with the brightness, and also control with the contrast. So this will be better, okay? So just try to use some of the ways to refine and finally get a proper outcome of the viewing like this. Yeah, warm feeling give you a better looking. Okay, so far I think it's fine. Any questions? How you would add the light to the kitchen ceiling and wall curve? So you want to add the light? You mean the products, right? The luminous products. So in this, okay, in this very specific um, cases, I think if you want for the certain area of the ceiling design, my suggestion first, of course, the functional design is the key. So what we need to do first, some lights like the hang lights, chandelier lights. Of course, you need to put in the main area most of the time island. Yeah, table and island just put it onto it. And then if you want for the certain area of the path, you can use the downlight. Most of the time, downlight is the best solution. Even sometimes, the not the embedded downlight, but some the outside installation for the downlight is also available. Even it's the best because you can directly have the result of the light, and it's not so um, it, it's a it can be acceptable for the obvious using, for example, you can just click in the path during the path. And also in order to have a proper viewing, you can use the LED, the light strip. But most of the time for the light strip itself, I don't suggest if you want, you can directly use the custom lightings to put. Just now we've tried use the rectangle, but there are also some light strip models. For example, let me show you. If you want the outside installation, you can also searching for here. Light strip. See. The light strip. Yeah. The key thing is that this one, once you put, you can directly have the light. Even in the custom lighting, the format will also allows you to directly have the result. And also you can directly control the lens with the certain status. You see, you can just hang on the position and then changing accordingly. Yeah, this is parametric model. So we can just directly put it there. Yeah. And for something, some more, let's say more high-end design style, more modern styles, they also even put a very thin light strip under the under the base unit, just at the front of the token modeling. Yeah, they also do like this. It's fine. It's also available. My personal preference, I don't like that unless I use the very distinct design style, like the modern or the symbolism. Sometimes I use that as a kind of a decor, and also it will do help to avoid very dark side viewing on the floor. Yeah, because even sometimes you add up the lights, still some dark corner exist. That's why actually you can also use this kind of a way. Yeah, the light way. Okay. And for some opening shelves, the best solution is still in here. Sorry. Best solution is still here. You see panel. Where's my lighting shelf? This one. Yeah. You see? Strip lighting shelf. Groove lighting shelf. Okay. If I If you want, I can show you with the open. I'll give you an open cabinet. You will know what is it. No, not this one. Yeah, yeah, this one. Let me directly show you. Delete. Light. See? Here, strip lighting shelf. You put it there. You see? It does contain the real production. This is the light strip. And then you can also get a control. Yeah, Let me limit it. You can also get a control with the front set, backing set, and also applying, strip, grooving as well. See for the grooving. You can even control the light groups, setting, center. See, center, back, depth, 5. Okay, group width. Yeah. So these are really the with the help of the using. But of course, for the here for this one, sometimes I also change the bottom shelf to uh, some of the decor shelves that with the light strip embed. Light strip also is available, but of course the best way is to have your own enterprise catalog created from the parameter editor. And then you can also create some of the models with the light strip, with the light, and then you don't have to worry about it. But my suggestion for the using, of course, the best solution still first you got the light, whether in bed or outside, but also with the enhance of the light effect. Sometimes it will be better. Yeah, I think most of it. Here's most of the suggestions. Yeah. Custom model was well. It's a kind of challenge then. we how is the light that you want? For example, the light through here in bed go around across all the boundaries. Is it the thing you want? So if you if you really the thing, here's some also we got a solution. Yes, we do have. For example, you can see in order to give faster, I just hide away the furniture. Okay. So for example, if you want this one, ungroup them. Scenario-based model shows we have the continuous light strip. You can also directly using like this one. But my solution, for example, I don't want this kind of thing. I just need to click, okay, holding down Shift button. So you can continue with the kind of drawing, and then you can have you can directly draw out, draw out some boundaries, but not here. Let me check. Yeah, for example, this time you for example using this kind of offset, yeah, to draw some of the light strip, yeah, light strip boundaries or inner or outer is up to your choice. And then you can cut. For example, here I give only 30. This one, turn to paving. Yeah, this surface turning to paving, it will be easier. And then this area, for example, the luminance. If not, you can create. For example, I happen to have some lighting, I believe. See, stone coating. Some of the materials, light, component more light. Yeah, but it's fine because later, sorry, wrong. direction. It's fine because when you turn back, when you turn back to the render, you can use the real-time rendering. Yeah, you can also using the tool, the single side light strip to add up. And actually, it's a kind of a drawing. You can also change with that. So here you just need to cut it and then to put the luminous material and have the proper boundary. Yeah, I just show you here to combine them, and then this one delete luminous. Same here, directly using the paving, and then keep your own material brush, and even if you have some other, you can also put it there. Yeah, okay. So I think this will also to help for you. Any more questions? If no, I think that will be end for today because if you have some more requirement, you can also try for that. And in our tool, actually, we can we can give you quite a lot of options, not only to uh, refine that, but also you see actually it's really up to some preparation. Yeah, if you have a proper preparation for some elements like strips, you can make a quite a beautiful effect with the style. Yeah, the design with style is very, very important. Okay, so I think that's all for today, and hope that it will at least this kind of course will give you some logic or solutions, thinking, the thinkings, the ideas that how can we get a better design result in order to give a proper render outcome as well. Okay, so no questions? Then I think I can end up today. Yeah. Okay. Hope to see you next round. Bye bye.